Hello there, good afternoon, and you're welcome to the Polity, coming to you live from the Abuja studios of King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network, commonly known as, or popularly known as KAFTAN Television. The Polity is a program that takes a deep dive into unfolding political events unfolding within Nigeria and even beyond the shores of the country. My name is Maculey Hunohashi, welcoming all our esteemed viewers from around the world for joining us on the Polity this auspicious afternoon time. We have so much happening within the Polity, and I'm going to start with the exit of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic. And this is the expiration date, today, Wednesday, 29th of January, 2025. The exit of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has become officially effective from today after the expiration of the mandatory one-year notice. Although the regional bloc has officially acknowledged the exit of the trio, it said it has not kept its doors fully shut by allowing the former members to enjoy some membership benefits. A statement by ECOWAS Commission on Wednesday reads, and I quote, "The withdrawal of Burkina Faso, the Republic of Mali, and the Republic of Niger from ECOWAS has become effective today, 29th January 2025. However, in the spirit of regional solidarity and in the interest of the people, as well as the decision of the ECOWAS authority to keep ECOWAS doors open, all relevant authorities within and outside ECOWAS member states are requested and required to A. Recognize national passports and identity cards bearing ECOWAS logo held by the citizens of Burkina Faso, the Republic of Mali, and the Republic of Niger until further notice. B. Continue to treat goods and services coming from the three countries in accordance with the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, ETLS, and investment policy. C. Allow citizens of the three affected countries to continue to enjoy the right of visa-free movement, residence, and establishment in accordance with the ECOWAS protocols until further notice. D. Provide full support and cooperation to ECOWAS officials from the three countries in the course of their assignments for the community. ECOWAS also said, and I quote, "These arrangements will be in place until the full determination of the modalities of our future engagement with the three countries by the ECOWAS authorities of heads of government and state. The Commission has set up a structure to facilitate discussions on these modalities with each of the three countries. This message is necessary to avoid confusion and disruption in the lives and businesses of our people during this transition period." End of quote. Moving on to legal matters, the former lawmaker representing, political matters, the former lawmaker representing Kaduna Central Senatorial District, Senator Shehu Sani, has joined the federal government and other people that reacted to criticize former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai over his recent political remarks against the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's led federal government. According to Shehu Sani, El-Rufai practiced tyranny while in power, but now preaches democracy after leaving office. Recall that El-Rufai, at an event on Monday in Abuja, accused his party, the All Progressives Congress, of abandoning its founding principles and promoting poor leadership. He said, and I quote, "You cannot afford to have illiterates, semi-illiterates, and cunning people as your leaders. This is why we end up with the poor leadership we have today." End of quote. While reacting to El-Rufai's comments, Shehu Sani said, "The man with a history of undisguised intolerance to the opposition and hypersensitive allergy to criticisms has no moral or saintly authority to stand on the pulpit of democracy to preach about good governance." Comparing El-Rufai's behavior to someone bitter over rejection, Shehu Sani said, "If Nasir El-Rufai is in a keke napep, he will call it a Lamborghini. If he is thrown out of the Lamborghini, he will call it a keke napep. He demonized the opposition while in the palace, but now embraces them in the wilderness. End of quote. According to him, Tinubu's government today is led by illiterates because they refuse to appoint Professor Nasser Rufai, thus he's putting it sarcastically, whom Sani alleges, and I quote, left behind a heap of garbage in Kaduna and is now preaching hygiene in Nigeria, end of quote. And now to legal matters. A witness of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has told the Federal Capital Territory FCT High Court in Abuja that Hadi Sirika, a former aviation minister, awarded contracts to a company linked to Jalal Sule Hamma, his son-in-law. The Anti-Graft Commission is prosecuting Sirika alongside his daughter Fatima and son-in-law Hamma on a 6-count amended charge bordering on contract fraud to the tune of 2.8 billion naira. The prosecution alleged, among other things, that Sirika used his position to confer an undue advantage upon Al-Burak Global Investment Limited, whose alter ego, Fatima Hadi Sirika and Jalal Sule Hamma, are your daughter and son-in-law respectively, by using your position to influence the award to them the contract for the apron extension at Katsina Airport for the tune of 1.4 billion naira. Testifying under cross-examination at the court session on Monday, Musa Odinian, a retired director in the procurement department of the Ministry of Aviation, said the company could not have qualified for the bidding process or the contract award if open and competitive bidding had been done. And I quote him, he said, "We use some criteria for determining the award of contracts for companies, and I still maintain that if it was an open competitive bidding, the company Al-Burak may not have qualified," end of quote. The witness also told the court that Sirika's son-in-law's firm was paid a 100% fee for the project, with the belief that it will be commissioned before the immediate past President Muhammadu Buhari finished his term in 2023. The judge adjourned the matter till March 10, 2025 for continuation of the cross-examination. Well, talking about deportation, mass deportation in America by the current Donald Trump administration. Nigerians are mounting a resolute challenge to the continuous, let's talk about the 50% tariff hike, Telecoms tariff hike in Nigeria that has caused a lot of reactions and pushback since its pronouncement. Nigerians are mounting a resolute challenge to the continuous 50% increase in call and data tariffs, with telecom subscribers and advocacy groups escalating the matter to the courts following unsuccessful attempts to engage the Nigerian Communications Commission. The National Association of Telecommunications Subscribers declares its intention to initiate legal proceedings against the telecom regulator on Wednesday, citing the NCC's failure to address its demand for a reduction of the tariff hike to a more acceptable 10%. Announced last week Monday, the tariff hike, marking the first adjustment in over a decade, has ignited widespread concerns from critics like the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project and the Nigerian Labour Congress. These groups, including NIGCOMSAT, contend that increase exacerbates already challenging economic conditions, disproportionately affecting low-income households and small businesses struggling to navigate rising inflation and a volatile economic climate. The subscriber group, which represents 157 million Nigerians who rely on affordable telecom services, on Friday initiated talks via correspondence requesting the NCC reconsider its stance within 3 working days. The regulator failed to do so. NATCOM's President Adiolu Ogunbanjo revealed the NCC's inaction to respond to its request, which has left consumers increasingly disillusioned by the rising cost of telecom services. The Director of Publicity at the NCC, Ruben Moka, had not responded to questions put forward by journalists. Ogunbanjo said the letter sent to NCC highlighted the burden that the 50% hike places on subscribers, especially those in lower income brackets who rely on affordable communication services for their daily activities. Now moving on to the planned mass disposition, or rather ongoing mass deportation of illegal immigrants in America by President Trump's administration. And now we are hearing that about 3,690 Nigerians are in the United States are faced with deportation as Trump clamped down on illegal immigrants in the country. In the document compiled by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Removal Operations and cited by journalists, the agency revealed the data is broken down by nationality and number of people faced with deportation. It also clarified that as of November 24th, 2024, there are 445,549 non-citizens on ICE's non-detained docket with final removal orders. In the document titled Non-Citizens on the ICE non-detained docket with final orders of removal by country of citizenship, Mexico and El Salvador top the list of nations facing the most deportation, with 252,042 and 203,822 respectively. The ICE is charged with the responsibility of protecting America from cross-border crime and illegal immigration that threaten national security. Meanwhile, on Tuesday last week, hundreds of migrants were arrested and others flew out of the country on military aircraft as Donald Trump's promised mass deportation operation got underway. Nigerians and other African illegal immigrants in the United States may be the next target for deportation by the American government. The fear of deportation has gripped many Nigerians who are illegally staying in the U.S. following President Donald Trump's declaration of war against illegal immigration. Trump, on his inauguration day as the 47th President of the United States, signed a series of executive orders aimed at hardening immigration policies, including the stoppage of citizenship by birth for children of illegal immigrants. Trump has signed orders to declare a national emergency at the Mexico-U.S. southern border, stating the deployment of more troops to the area as he threatened to deport what he called criminal aliens. Recently, President Gustavo Petro of Colombia has relented and will allow U.S. military planes to fly deportees into the country after turning two transports back in response to what he called inhumane treatment. The two leaders had engaged in a war of words on Sunday after Colombia's move to block Trump's use of military aircraft in deporting thousands of unauthorized immigrants. But on Sunday night, the White House released a statement in which it said that because Mr. Petro had agreed to all of its terms, the tariffs and sanctions Mr. Trump had threatened will be held in reverse. Other penalties such as visa sanctions will remain in effect until the first plane load of deportees has arrived in Colombia, the statement read. Well, Nigerians are bracing up for deportation. 3,690 Nigerians that are set to be stayed in the United States of America illegally will be deported. We are waiting to see what Nigerian authority will be doing as a stopgap measure, or as a rather to preempt whatever will happen, because we have seen deportation of Colombians handcuffed, and we are taken, about 400 of them were taken in military plane, and many governments have reacted by saying that was inhumane treatment, by regarding them as these are people that have stayed in United States of America and have contributed in the upliftment of the country by adding value by way of working to earn a living, to eke out a living in the United States of America. They were hoarded into an aircraft, handcuffed and deported to their countries. And many people are reacting and are saying Nigeria should be proactive, so that they could preempt that kind of inhuman treatment. I'm happy to say that the chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIGCOM, Honorable Abubakar Dabri Erewa has already started doing something towards that effect in conjunction with the Nigerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We're going to take a short break at this auspicious time, and when we come back, my guest will be joining me in the studio, and we're going to open our telephone line so that our vibrant callers can begin to call in to make the program interactive and conversational. But that will be after this short breather. We'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with KAFTAN TV. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. If you're just joining us, you are tuned to the Polity coming to you live from the Abuja studios of King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network, commonly referred to as KAFTAN TV. My name remains Maculey Hunohashi, welcoming our esteemed viewers from around the world for joining us on the Polity. So much is happening within the political firmament of the country. Sometimes you begin to wonder where to start from. So many trending topical issues, and it's a live program. We're going to open our telephone lines so that our vibrant callers can begin to call in to make the program interactive as well as conversational. But before we do that, let me introduce my guest who has already joined me in the studio live, and he's no other person than Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar, you are welcome to the Polity this afternoon.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
It is a very, very auspicious day. Atiku Abubakar, our viewers, is a very, very known face in the major TV networks in the country, and is very, very prolific. He's articulate. He is a politician and a public affairs analyst. Hardly is there any topic that he cannot say something about. Let's start with this trending story. Today, the regional bloc ECOWAS has officially acknowledged the exit of the trio of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic. They gave a notice to formally exit from the regional bloc a year ago, and it has expired today. But ECOWAS reacting today in the morning said their doors are fully not shut by allowing the former members to enjoy some membership benefits. And let me just read a few of them. Maybe there are about 4. The national passports and identity cards bearing ECOWAS logo held by the citizens of Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, they should be respected until further notice. And then number B, members should continue to treat goods and services coming from the 3 countries in accordance with the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, ETLS, and investment policy. And then the citizens should be allowed, the 3 affected countries, to continue to enjoy the rights of visa-free movements within the sub-region, as well as provide full support and cooperation to their officials, from those 3 countries to, continue to, in the course of their assignments for the communities. And they said these arrangements will be in place until the full determination of the modalities of our future engagements with the 3 countries by the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. First of all, let me ask you your perspective about, one, the withdrawal of this. The question may sound open-ended, and the response may sound complex, but the exit from the country, from the regional bloc, what has it turned to the region, the ECOWAS sub-region, in terms of security and trade?
Well, when you belong to any organization or group, it is expected that you derive some benefits as a result of your association. But when you look at the 3 countries that have exited, their exit has benefited them more than them belonging to ECOWAS. So in that case, I think, in my own opinion, they have strong leadership in those countries as at the moment, and that is the reason why they took the bold step instead of continuing to be puppets to the Western world. Now, when you look at Burkina Faso, who has done very great work since its emergence, it doesn't matter. What the people want is to be able to live in peace and be able to live a good life. It doesn't matter the type of leadership, whether democracy or military or as we come to other discussion, you will have democratic leaders only claiming to be democratic, but by their actions they are even worse than the military dictators. And because I remember having close interactions with some retired generals, especially a particular one who was governor, who was military administrator. And what he made me to understand was that they were even more democratic in their affairs than the current leaders of this country. That whenever during their meetings, when he was still a military administrator, they of course he had commissioners that were civilians. They discuss, and usually resolutions, once the resolutions are reached, the resolutions are implemented. It was not just him as a military administrator taking decision like state governors do today. These commissioners you see don't have a say. It's whatever the governor wants. So in that case, the kind of the type of leadership doesn't matter. What is most important is the services that is being provided and the welfare of the people. It doesn't matter whether it is military or democracy again. All we want is good governance, and these people are providing it, especially the leader in Burkina Faso.
No, okay. Well, many people have this strong fixated mindset, including scholars, and they keep telling you that the worst democracy is better than the best military regime. These three countries are led by military junta, and their people are happy. In fact, you have spoken their mind, that they are happy. They are not complaining at all. They are not even calling for any election anytime soon. Does that cause some kind of worry for people who call themselves Democrats, true Democrats?
Yes, we actually do not have Democrats in the entire of Africa. It's not only Nigeria. What you have tyrants. In Agbada who call themselves democratic leaders. There is no way in Africa that democracy is actually being practiced, because you cannot take away elections from democracy, and elections are not conducted. All what you see is people writing results and then giving it to the umpire to announce, or in some cases the umpire connive with them, or they just take this result and announce. So where you don't have elections, how do you lay claims to democracy where there are no elections? There are no elections going on. You can never win any election. Look at the jamboree that happened during the council election, that people were just anointed and then appointed to be council chairman. Is that the kind of democracy you are talking about? Let me correct the impression that the worst democracy, democracy is better than the best military. That is a fallacy. This is a fallacy. Let me use Nigeria as an example. The worst military dictatorship in Nigeria is better than the best democracy you have had in Nigeria. Tell me the best military civilian administration. The best, in my own opinion, is that of Yaradua and Jonathan. Remains the best. Now, even that one cannot in any way be compared to the good works of General Sani Abacha. Look at almost all the institutions, even the National Assembly where they make laws. Well, it was constructed by the military administration. Which one has this democracy been able to do?
We are still even enjoying IBB's institutions.
See, everywhere it is either IBB or Abacha. You tell me. So let me tell you, in Nigeria, the worst military administration in Nigeria is better than the best civilian administration. You come and say that in military dictatorship, people are locked, people are killed. The number of people that have been killed that were killed in Buhari's regime is more than the total number of people killed from 1966 or 67 coup till 1999. The number of people that were killed, when compared, only Buhari's tenure alone is more than the number of people killed during Buhari's tenure is more than the number of people who killed during military regime from 1966 to 1999. So what are you saying? Are you saying that the lives of those killed by military is better than the lives of those killed by during Buhari's regime, which is a democratic leadership? So this issue of the worst military, the worst democracy is better than the best military is a fallacy.
If I understand you very well, you are not advocating for military takeover, but rather what you're talking about is provision of expectations of good governance. Because whether in military uniform or in mufti, it's about the people. And you are not falling from the sky to come and lead. You are also a Nigerian, you are a citizen, whether you are in uniform or you're that, if I understand what you're talking about. But what is that thing that serves as impediment for the provision of expectation of good governance in democracy in Africa?
Lack of credible elections. When these people know that at any point in time, you look at what these so-called elected officials are doing. They loot the money and then they use this money to bribe. So you have the worst people leading us as at the moment, because what they do is to pack all the money and then bribe INEC and then give a little to those who have been able to who sell their conscience as a result of poverty. This poverty is calculated. You see, like I was telling my friend, that these our leaders, they stay awake throughout the night to be able to plan how to destroy the country, and any development you see is a coincidence, which is the fallout of their intention. It is never intentional. What they actually want to do is to see that they impoverish the people. But in one way or the other, some things come up that maybe the people benefit, but it's not what they want. They want the people to be very hungry, so that during elections they can give them spaghetti, and then these people will have to vote for them. They make sure the people don't have a good life, so that they can be able to turn them around during elections. This is just what they are doing. So this is the major impediment, is that there is no credible election. There's no credible election. There's nobody who can say that he won election convincingly. All you have is just, it depends. To win election in Nigeria, the more notorious you are and irresponsible, the better your chances of winning elections. Okay.
Well, at this auspicious time, let's open our telephone line so that we'll make the program interactive and conversational. It is right there on your screen, please. Numerous callers. It is your show. Begin to call in so that we can continue to break down the issues together with Atiku Abubakar right here in the studio. Let's move on, Atiku Abubakar. Nasir El-Rufai is a household name, no doubt about it, in the political firmament of the country. And he has taken a swipe at the federal government led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, referring to, and I quote, he said, "You cannot afford to have illiterates, semi-illiterates, cunning people as your leaders. This is why we end up with the poor leadership we have today in the country." Nasir El-Rufai has been in PDP, he has been in APC. In fact, he's one of the architects of this Muslim ticket, or the current leadership that we have at the center. He demonstrated in Kaduna, he made sure it happened in Kaduna, and then he was one of the architects that ensured that it happened at the center. Now he has lost out in government. He has given his own message. People are taking a swab at him also. There are reactions from the likes of Shehu Sani, and even the federal government through Daniel Bwala, the spokesman of Mr. President, have spoken against him. Daniel Bwala specifically said, if Nasir El-Rufai was in government as minister, he wouldn't have taken this kind of position. And Shehu Sani said he was very, very tyrannic when he held sway as the governor in Kaduna State. What's the reaction to the fourth and back?
Yes, let me align myself with Daniel Bwala. What Daniel Bwala said is correct. If El-Rufai were to be a minister in this government, he would not have said what he said. And also, what Shehu Sani said is correct.
It's correct.
You see, when he was governor, though I did not come across any court judgment, but we heard a lot of things about him, that even with your court judgment stopping the government from demolishing your house, he goes ahead to demolish. He was not respecting the laws of the land. As at when he was governor, he was tyrannical. Yes, he was doing whatever he wanted. It is because he has lost out now. On that, I should give a credit to President Bola Tinubu for not bringing, for him calling people illiterate. Is El-Rufai more educated than those people that are in government? You see, most times El-Rufai claims to be more knowledgeable and more intelligent. I don't even know where the intelligence is coming from. You see, the only intelligent person, what is it to speak English that makes one intelligent? It's not by speaking English. It's not by speaking English. People make this mistake that because one can speak English, that it makes that person that intelligent. How is he more educated than these people? You look at the caliber of people in this government. It is not intelligence that is our problem. It shows that El-Rufai himself does not understand governance. It's not you being governor or being minister that shows you can be in a class. That's the example I give to people. You can be in a class and not paying attention in the class without understanding anything.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, the people will say, no, he spent 6 years in secondary school. What did you learn from the 6 years you spent in secondary school? It is what you have learned that will determine whether you actually, the years were fruitful or not. El-Rufai claiming that these people are illiterate, semi-illiterate, it's not true. So okay, you have PhD holders. Buhari's government that had no direction. He never said anything because he was getting what he wanted in Buhari's government. So people like this will not be taken serious. We need to be focused in this country and know what we want. How do you take El-Rufai serious with all of these things he say? During Buhari, more atrocities were committed during Buhari's regime. They kept quiet because yes, he was part of it. He was very close to Buhari. He was part of it, and he won't approve of it. You could see that by him always kneeling down for Buhari. It shows that he held the man in high esteem as a result of the destruction of the country that the man was carrying out. He never said anything. Look at now. Even though we are not holding briefs for the president, but the challenges the president is going through is as a result of the actions of former President Muhammadu Buhari, who knew nothing about governance. Now you come and tell me that Buhari was former minister, former this. Buhari knows nothing about administration. He remains the worst president Nigeria has ever produced since 1901 or 9. So he remains the worst president. No leader has ever been. He was, the stories we read in the pages of newspaper when he was president, even his driver was getting approval from him. Who does that? Not a driver to local government chairman cannot just go and meet his boss and get approval. So those who supported Buhari have no moral right to come to criticize Tinubu. We can criticize Tinubu when he derails, but not the likes of El-Rufai that supported the destruction of our country. We no longer have a country today again because of the likes of El-Rufai. How did you come out to say that you are criticizing people? Who are the illiteracy? Is he more educated than these people in government?
Exactly.
Is he more, what are his qualifications? Let me tell you, he claims to have a first class from AB Uzaria. As at that time that they were giving chicken, there's nobody that cannot graduate in first class. If we have that opportunity, we can graduate in better grades. Okay. We were struggling to go and pay our school fees. Everything was difficult. And it was free for them. Yes. After they got everything free, they have come to destroy everything. We can no longer go to school. And then he's coming to say this. Who are the illiterates? You have PhD holders in this government. What I want to admonish him, because I understand he doesn't understand administration. It is not the level of intelligence that will make you to become successful. You need intelligence. Another thing you need again is that the willingness, the empathy, and the patriotism to work for your country. You should bring the most intelligent Nigeria who is corrupt. Nothing will work. You see, what is happening is that it's not that these guys are not intelligent. They are intelligent, but they are more interested in the amount of money they will amass for themselves to be able to go and contest or to bribe and to win elections. That's why the country can never move forward. So that's just the problem. It's not that they are not intelligent. I believe, and I know very well, I can call 1, 2, 3 persons that are far more intelligent in this government than El-Rufai. Far more intelligent in terms of paper, everything, their antecedents and achievements. Not about credibility. Even the credibility. It's not El-Rufai that is just because he's out of this government that is saying this. Let him learn to be able to stay out of government and then give good advice and be quiet. It's not all the time you talk. Well, Shehu Sani's, there's a portion of Shehu Sani's interview where he also was sarcastic, and he said, El-Rufai said Tinubu's government is led by illiterates because they refuse to appoint professor. He now added Professor Nasiru. Sani alleged left behind a heap of garbage in Kaduna and is now preaching hygiene in Nigeria. Yes, it's true. Okay, let's take this caller. Hello? Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Please turn down the volume of your TV set and continue. You are on to the Polity live from KAFTANTV. Turn down the volume and then go ahead with your perspective.
It's done already.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. Do I call you Abubakar or Abubakar?
If
I call you Abubakar.
Go ahead, please.
You have been speaking my mind. But all that have been boiling in me, those are the things you have been venting out. I am Reverend Sebastian Okenwa from Benin City, Edo State.
Okay, Reverend Sebastian.
Yes, Sebastian Okenwa from Benin. So, first of all, I'd like to start with that of the ECOWAS issue as it has to do with Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso.
Go ahead.
The truth is that those guys, they are visionary men. They are men with vision.
Okay.
And you know, vision gives birth to determination. And determination gives birth to success. So they knew exactly where they want to go, the direction they want to. They stood up to make that bold decision, and immediately the decision gave birth to the kind of boosters, progressive and prosperous boosters that they have been taking, they have been making. And we can see the results in the lives and in the affairs, businesses and the economies of these three countries. To me, I don't want them to even return back to the ECOWAS law. That is one. Then number two, as it has to do with the very discussion, Nigeria has been unfortunate to have been always hijacked, raped by dubious, educated rogues. I didn't mention names. So, these people, they are very greedy. Though they are intelligent, they are educated, but they are all, many of 90% of them who they found on the nation called Nigeria. They, in fact, overnight, they had meeting like where witches gather themselves in the common to hold meeting. They divided the assets of Nigeria among themselves in the middle of the night, and they came out and they began. I heard, for example, you could listen, you heard Senator Adam Toshomole's deposition some days ago. And some military generals, some army generals, both whether serving or retired, are still coming out to defend, to talk against, to speak against, to try to divert what they have said. This is the problem. So, the problem is that we have intelligent men, but 90% of the ones that, that in fact the majority of the ones that have the goodwill, that have the good heart, that have that integrity, that are God fearing, that that know what it takes to administrate, that knows what it takes to direct, that knows what it takes to invest, that knows what it takes to harvest. These people, they are sidelined by those who are holding guns and knives. And because these ones who have what it takes to lead us to El Dorado, they are not doing so. They are not capable of holding guns and knives. The ones that are holding guns and knives are stopping them, pushing them to the backside, and they have hijacked this nation. And they are raping the nation naked every day, raping the nation every day.
Thank you.
Finally, to that of El-Rufai.
Okay, go ahead.
El-Rufai, I have never liked him one day, right from when he was a governor to when he was FCT minister. Till today, he has never, in fact, I can liken him to the person of wicked. This is where I now call him. To the person of wicked people who don't speak, who measure the level of the degree of the percentage of integrity in them, it's not up to 0.1%. But they come out with white father, with white suit to come out to say that they are men of integrity, that they are intelligent, that they are this. El-Rufai more intelligent or more educated than the president himself. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even though I don't like him. So,
Sebastian.
He has not found them, but he has fallen out of favor with these men. So because they are falling out of favor with these men, he has to see against them. It's just like when a thief is sidelined by his fellow thief. I didn't call anybody people. I'm just making exemplifying. So when he fall out of favor with his fellow thieves, that is after robbing, after going to steal, and when they are sharing, they didn't give him the fresh share. Or they even decide not to, some parts decide not to share any to him at all. They will start calling these people, when they give them the data, they need with their thieves. So meanwhile, he is among, he's even one of them. So what are we doing here? Everybody should hold his peace and continue to drink his kunu, while the people that are trying to salvage the remains of the destroyed Nigeria that himself and his uncles, elder statesman, Buhari, left. God bless you. I will call back if I have the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Reverend Sebastian from Benin State. You can call back. It's your show. We are being joined by another caller this afternoon. This is the Polity live from KAFTANTV studios in Abuja. Please go ahead. We are being joined by Sadiq Olushola from Kogi State. Sadiq Olushola, you're a caller. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Sadiq. You're a regular caller. Go ahead.
Please, Mr. Atiku.
Yes.
I'm very happy with the analysis you have just given. It shows that you really understand the politics and you know what politics is about. I just want to make two comments. First, that of the ECOWAS countries that exist, the Mali, the Burkina Faso, and Niger. You discover that if those people, if they are not giving their people what they need, I think by now you would have seen the handwriting. You would have seen people flocking the street, crying, making noise. But why? Because they enjoy the government and the leadership. Because they are giving them road, they are showing them the map to go through. You discover that here in our country, they will say democracy is the best form of government. Just as Mr. Atiku has said, I could.
We have lost the caller. Please try to call back. They are speaking your mind because you are speaking in. They have aligned with what you are saying. It is worrisome that in this country, hardly do you pick a newspaper every day and you not see, stories bordering on corruption, bordering on sleaze, bordering on theft of government. Government officials dipping their hands in the kitty to take what does not belong to them. A case in point here is a witness of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, told a federal high court in Abuja that former Minister of Aviation Heidi Sirika awarded contracts to a company linked to Jalal Sulehama, his son-in-law, to the tune of 2.8 billion naira. And the man is walking the streets of Nigeria a free man. I know you feel so sad about it. And there are so many cases like that.
You see,
what kind of country is this?
I don't even know of any agency of government or any ministry that the contract is not being awarded to their family members and cronies. That is what all of them are doing. I challenge all of them to come out to say to deny this. All of them, that's what they are doing. Even when you see them make advertisement, it's only meant to deceive the public. Before even they have already given the contract to whoever they want to give.
Okay, let's take Alex from Kogi State. Alex, we are being joined by Alex from Kogi State. People seem to be winning Kogi State. After Sadiq is now Alex from Kogi State. Go ahead.
I always enjoy your people's program.
Thank you, Alex. You are a regular caller. We appreciate you for always calling in to share your perspectives. Please verbalize what you have.
Nigeria, we always celebrate criminals.
Yeah.
We celebrate criminals. We celebrate those that can scheme more. Those are the people in government. We are picking this country. I don't know the story to tell our children. It's a big slap. A very big slap on us. I didn't go to school, but with my level, the one I'm seeing, this country is in a mess. We need a good leader.
Yeah.
Good leader, not the criminals.
Thank you, Alex. The prosecution witness was a director, a former director in the procurement department who testified in court that Hadi Sirika conferred undue advantage on himself to award contracts to the tune of 2.8 billion naira to to his son-in-law.
These are the intelligent people Erufai is talking about.
These are intelligent people
he's talking about.
And you know, they serve at the same time with
yes,
as ministers.
These are the intelligent people. They were all very close to Buhari.
Okay. Sadiq said he promised to call back. Let's hear your perspective on this issue. Sadiq Olushola from Kogi, we're being joined by him. Please go ahead. Atiku is here to break it down for us. Go ahead with your perspective. Sadiq Olushola, are you there? Well, we can't hear him. Go ahead with your...
Yes. So these are the kind of people that he calls intelligent people. This is not the kind of intelligence that Nigeria is looking for.
Could you hold your thoughts there? We are being joined by Safiyanu. Safiyanu is joining us from Kefi, rather. Kefi is a contiguous area to the FCT in Nasarawa State. Please go ahead, Safiyanu.
Hello, good afternoon, Presenter.
Thank you, Safiyanu.
I'm welcome to get in the studio.
Go ahead.
Honestly, I'm very, very happy to the opportunity to watch this program, because I'm very, very happy with the guests in the studio. Please, KAFTANTV, this is the kind of guest we want you people to be invited.
Okay.
For us, not selfish and partisan guests. I'm very, very happy to be part of the person that taken to this program this afternoon. And about Erufai convention, is because it's not part of the government. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, we're going to change our topic on the screen and display some of the pictures of the people we're talking about, so that our viewers can resonate with whatever we're saying. The topic is going to change on the screen. We're talking about Erufai's reaction and not exit of Niger and go ahead, please.
So what we need in this country, we need leaders that are honest. You see, those these people that have no values, they have no integrity. There's no way they will be able to lead this country for us to make progress. They are always interested about themselves. And there's no way we will ever be able to make progress if things continue like this. It is not the form of government that is the problem. It's the type of leaders. You see, I have always, at different fora, advocated for the solutions to this problem. If the long-term solution is for us to inculcate moral values in the children, while with what is going on, we need to ensure that those who are found guilty are appropriately punished. Okay. And I hope to be in the National Assembly.
Okay, fine.
I will ensure that I lobby my colleagues that these guys are taken to the firing squad or hanged. Nigeria will not make progress if this kind of people are allowed to continue to live. You see, the worrisome thing is that after looting the treasury, we now feed them at Kuje prison. No, it's a waste of money. These people don't deserve to live. Hang them so that they can serve a deterrence to others. It's a very serious thing. How do you they loot the things belonging to all of us? You now, from the little resources again, you are feeding them in prison in the correctional center? No.
Okay. But wouldn't that be too punitive? The capital punishment.
It's very important to serve a deterrence. These people, they have no use at all. Okay,
do you know that Hadi Serika, we're going to see his picture now and his topic. Hadi Serika, there was a case over the Ethiopian Air, if you remember. We're not hearing about it, where he brought an Ethiopian Air, repainted it, Nigerian flag, and monies, were exchanged hands. Today we are just hearing about this contract award, only one case. There's the other one that is being swept under the carpet. How does that make you feel?
You see, I have always been an angry man because of the things I know going on in this country. Nigerians do not deserve to suffer the way we are doing. The Nigerians don't deserve to suffer like this. People can't feed. People cannot. You see, the country will continue to go down because the more you allow these people at the helm of affairs, the more the country continue to deteriorate. Because they continue to loot, and then the homeless people now who are not very courageous are beginning to see that it's not better we align with this corrupt leaders. So you have very few Nigerians that.
Thank you. Hold your thoughts there. I'm interested in that. You are making very valid points. We are being joined by Sadiq Olushola again from Kogi State. Atiku Abubakar has advocated for capital punishment for corrupt individuals. We can hear you.
Yeah, so as I was saying,
go ahead.
You discovered that in the case of El-Rufai, he's just a bad loser. This is the same man. You are the one that campaign, during the campaign, you say every good thing about this individual that is now at the hem of affair. But now, because the table have turned around you, you are coming around again to say a different thing. The fact is that before we can have true and honest leader in this country, just as Atiku has said, it is when the will of the people is allowed to prevail. The moment the will of the people is not allowed to prevail, these people will continue recycling themselves, and they will continue coming back. They will continue to come and be sharing national cake. Take your home, go. Take your home, go. Look at all the local government elections. How can a one party solve all the old local government in the state? Does it mean that all the people in that local government, they did not see any other party to vote for, or they did not see any candidate? It is only those one party that have a good candidate that they will vote for throughout. So it is when we stop deceiving ourselves, and when we allow the truth to prevail, that is when we will be out of this predicament that we are in our country.
Thank you.
Look at all our roads. Look at all our infrastructure. All these things are built during the military era. I could remember the days of the PTF. And somebody will be saying that the worst democratic government is better than the best military government. No. I pray that God will help us in this country.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Olushola from Kogi State. Olushola Sadiq, for your beautiful perspective. Viewers continue to call in. Atiku Abubakar is here in the studio and is trying to break down all the topics for us. And we are being joined by another person. Please go ahead, your name and where you're calling from. Okay, it's Reverend Sebastian from Benin.
Yeah. So, my final deposit for today.
Final deposit. Go ahead, Sebastian. Could you turn down the volume of your TV?
I am totally in agreement.
Turn down the volume, and then go ahead.
Yeah, it is turned down. I'm start from the television.
Okay. All right, go ahead, sir.
You know, Nigeria factor.
Exactly. And there's 50%. There's 50% tariff.
Continue to work today now.
That's our next topic. 50% tariff. Services have not been rendered. You have paid for it, and you are not satisfied.
For example, in the case of penalties for this, I don't call them corrupt people. They are not corrupt. There's a difference from being somebody being corrupt and somebody being a thief. The thief is not a thief because he's hungry or because he doesn't have. The thief is a thief because it is his nature.
To steal.
To do that, to take that which belongs to another man and add to his own, even if he's carrying an elephant on his head. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, I am.
So, in these people's case, their own cases, for example, this of the Sirika, that is Sirika, is beyond the level of corruption. It's beyond the level of corruption. Corruption could be a junior staff who earns 70,000 naira now in the office. You're hungry, maybe the people, the guy in the ministry, refuse to relieve their salary early, and that man is hungry, and the opportunity now comes to collect 1,000 from somebody. It's okay, I will do this for you, but buy me something, make a good one for you, instead of the thing to materialize in 1 week, let it materialize in 3 days. That is corruption.
Yeah.
But being a thief, I didn't call anybody. I am not adding this word thief on anybody, because of the FDC, whatever. Is when you have carrying elephant on your head, and you still want to take the poor man's cricket and add it on top of the elephant. So, short people, when they are caught, what is due to them or due for them is to quickly hang them or in fact hang them or take them to marriage court. For example, in time of late Lawrence Anini, when robbers were terrorizing everywhere, they will catch people, they will send them to prison, catch people, send them to prison. But the time the government at that time took that step of firing them, period, doing away with them by firing squad in the open environment, in the open center. Every one of them, many of them went out of that business. Imagine a nation, a country like this, Minister of Aviation went to hire a plane or maybe 2 planes, painted it and use it to collect money, steal money from the nation's treasury that they bought planes that they want to use, that they were starting up Nigeria Air. And today that case is swept under the carpet.
Right.
And the money you're talking about, that of the 2.8 billion contract award is to his son. That one is it's not the major key. This one is the one we're talking about. No wonder somebody said, my brother Peter Obi said some days ago, that we have more of the
in government.
So why are the police people here stopping the little boys that are helping themselves? Because they are coming to the end of the road. There's no road to no destination anymore. They have to turn back and begin to make do with what they see. And when we have their women inside the government, that somebody will go and carry another country's aeroplane and bend it Nigeria and use it to defraud the nation and steal from the country. And today, we are sitting on that case.
Thank you, Reverend.
Yes, God bless.
God bless you too. Amen. We say amen to that, Reverend Sebastian from Benin State.
Atiku, Abubakar.
Amen.
I will always be here.
Yeah. He loves Nigeria. Yeah. And he doesn't pretend about it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir. Now let's move on to telecommunication. How was your reaction? How did you react last week Monday when you heard about the sudden jack-up or increase or hike in data and calls tariff of Nigerian Telecoms services of 50%? You know, it marked the first adjustment in over a decade, and it has ignited widespread concerns from citizens and critics such as Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project set up, as well as Nigerian Labour Congress. How did you react? Is it auspicious because they are out to do business, yet Nigeria should not bear the brunt and overburdened with taxes? So there's a middle road here.
I am no longer bothered about anything again. I no longer get surprised again, because I know the characters in government. These are people that will even negotiate with outsiders to sell the people, to frustrate and humiliate the citizens, just for them to have some benefits. So these people you see in government, I have come to the conclusion now that except anyone proves me otherwise, once you are given an appointment, in my mind, I begin to see you as a dubious person, until you have been able to work and prove
otherwise.
Yes. Once you are given any title, I begin to see you as a dubious person. Once you are honored in this country, I begin to see you as a corrupt human being. Because all these honors, whether traditional honors or national honors, they are fake and useless. It is usually given to corrupt people. It is not something to celebrate. It is not even worthy. In short, let me even shock you that even PhD in Nigeria is fraudulent. Even PhD. Do you know that I have been doing master's degree for 10 years, but because I have refused to give bribe, some of the students that were scheduled, in short, in my own case, I had to even send the message even to the vice chancellor. You see, you submit your paper for the proposal defense, and you are not even scheduled. And I heard the PG coordinator saying that whatever Atiku present, let us ensure that he makes representation before the day of my presentation, he made this statement. And I see people who cannot even speak decent English. They are awarded PhD in the same department and in the same institution where I have been there for 10 years. I will write from chapter 1 to 3. The topic approved by my supervisor. He will, after writing to chapter 3, he will look at it and say, no, we will change your topic. You didn't change the topic. I was bringing less than a chapter and then one chapter. That's the highest I bring is a chapter. You did not change. After getting to chapter 3, he will change the topic.
You change the topic.
He did it 3 times before he retired. And shamelessly, the man is calling me. Said, oh, I saw you on TV. You made this kind of wonderful presentation. You are telling me I made a wonderful presentation, but I couldn't. For 10 years, I'm still doing a master's degree. I graduated from the same institution with a second class. When I was national vice president, National Association of Kogise Students, I was Amir for 2 consecutive years. At the same time I was Amir, it has never happened in the history of that institution that somebody was a religious leader as well as a political leader. I was Amir, I was departmental president, I was faculty president. It has never happened. Since the establishment of the institution for over 50 years ago, it has never happened. Yet I was able to graduate. In short, I was director of programs and research, National Association of Nigerian Students. At the same time,
you were a very busy student.
I was a religious leader on the campus. I was a political leader on the campus, as well as other engagements. In short, my tribal association again, I was fully on ground again. Yet I was able to graduate with a second class. Yet in a department, in mathematics department, study computer science, where you write codes, I was able to graduate in a second class. Now I went to another faculty where all you need to do is to read and write. You are not writing codes. Yet for 10 years I'm not able to graduate, and you tell me this. I don't even have respect for these professors again. They have lost all their respect. I see these people are very corrupt. All they collect is bags of rice and then money. A man that is about 60 years, who was the former dean of the faculty, sleeping with young girls. When I told one of my former colleagues that I'm having problem. This man has been making life difficult for me. I can't graduate. He said, oh, go and meet one of his girlfriends. I said, how can I meet a girl of about 19 years to talk to a professor who is so that I can graduate? I say, no, I would prefer never to graduate, never to have a master's degree. Instead of me to go and reduce myself to talk to about a 19-year-old girl for me to graduate, I say I will never do that. So these are the kind of characters you call leaders in this country. So whenever you see people, even a PhD holder now is questionable in Nigeria. You
made them ministers, they are senators, you made them in charge of INEC, you made them in charge of all institutions.
These are terrible characters that they are not even fit. I sent a message to the Vice Chancellor. I said, these people you call lecturers, they are not fit to live in a decent society because I have my evidences. This man is over 60 years. He's sleeping with small girls. These girls can determine whether one will graduate or not. I cannot stoop that low. And they are collecting bags of rice. From students, or you pay money. These are the characters. Do you know that later on, when I was doing my investigation, I found out that in the same department, they award marks to students even without opening their scripts. And this has been verified by the institution. And that's the VC cannot take action because some big so-called big men are calling him that this lecturer should not be sacked. A man that is sleeping with small girls. Now I am even afraid. I went to a university. I went to Kogi State University. I was telling a lecturer there that, do you know that I am afraid. I don't know whether I'll be able to send my daughter to any high institution because of what is happening. If a 60-year-old will be sleeping with small girls for them to pass examination, you are supposed to guide this. These are your grandchildren. You can't even call. If you are 60, you can have a 16-year girl as your grandchild. So why? And you are sleeping with this girl shamelessly. Because I said that to the head of the department, I said, you people are stopping me from graduating because I'm not giving bribe. And because this man who is sleeping with small girls, which I know and I have all my evidences, does not want me to graduate. What do you intend to achieve with all of these things? And nothing has been done. At the end, they say, no, okay, we will allow you, but come to apologize. I told the person who said I should apologize, I said, if given the option to choose between death and apology, I would gladly choose to die than to go and apologize to this irresponsible lecturers for me to graduate. What have I done wrong?
They are irresponsible.
They are very irresponsible, and most of the lecturers are like that. Most of the lecturers, and that is the decay you have in the society. How do you expect this kind of a country to move forward? This country can never move forward. People are just deceiving themselves.
Okay.
That's why no longer get surprised.
Yeah, let's take Usman from Damaturu. Usman, let's hear your perspective. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. Honestly, what this gentleman is saying is our big problem in this country.
You're right.
Most of our problems in Nigeria is originated from our high institutions. Not the police, not the administrators, not here and there. All this problem originated from the universities. As he is saying, he wasted 10 years without graduating. The same thing is happening right now in some high institutions, including my university here in Maiduguri. One of my sons spent more than expected. Many of his juniors came and graduated. And this boy is still hustling because he don't have anything to offer for the lecturers. These professors, when they start shouting, they will say legislative this and that. Who give the legislative this useless certificates? Who are doing something which is not even important to the nation? And when you say this and that, the lecturers will come and start saying legislators are getting this too much salary, we are getting less than that. You have forgotten that you are the cost. You graduated somebody who you don't know anything, illiterate like me here, and now you are shouting because he has given you some money. And now you are saying that he is doing nothing, you don't know what to do, he's collecting too much, you are a professor for 10 years, your salary is less than this and that. So how can Nigeria progress with this type of institution we have, with this type of professors we have? They will go and support the electorate to rig election, and they will come return the result, the wrong result, and fake it, give somebody the results. I say he is the winner because he has given them too much money from behind the door. And after swearing in these people, they will come and still compensate these professors. So I'm really sorry for Nigeria with this type of university. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God will sort out this problem for us.
Thank you, Usman Damaturu from Damaturu. Well, you know, we can switch gears, and we can still also remain on the trajectory of corruption. You know, Donald Trump is the 47th president of the United States of America, and all his actions seem to be nationalistic and patriotic because it is about America. Now, on the day he took roles of governance as the 47th president, he signed a flurry of executive orders. One of them is, you know, to harden immigration policies, including the stoppage of citizenship at, you know, by birth for children of illegal immigrants. And, you know, Nigerians are gripped. Many Nigerians are gripped with the fear of being deported, and about 3,690 Nigerians are said to be on the list for deportation. You know, now they are said to be staying there in America illegally. Is it part of the corruption you're talking about, taken from home, exported to America because they are illegal?
Yes, I want to commend the President of America, President Donald Trump. I want to commend him. That is the kind of leadership that is expected. You can see patriotism. That's what is lacking in Nigeria. You see, this is important. These people, if you allow the bad eggs, you give them the liberty. At the end of the day, they corrupt the entire system. What they have done here, why are they running to that place? Let them come so that we establish this country. Let them come, let us salvage this country. Let us work and see how things will work here. People worked very hard for America to be what it is today. Why are you rushing there? Come back and work here. We have enough land. We have everything. We have the brain. Come, let us do what is expected of us so that Nigeria can be able to work. Let him deport all of them. Yes, it's important. Why are they going there? Because the place is working now. Yes, that's why they are there. Yes, I know of a person, a highly placed person in this country. When his wife was pregnant, he took her to America so that they be citizens. That is what all of them are doing, and that is the reason why you see them. They are destroying this country because they have dual citizenship. So at the end, what they do, and they have enough money. Once they set this country ablaze, then they will fly outside. That's the reason why, if you look at the way they are even stealing from the country, you will realize that these people, they are shameless and they are so primitive. Yes, nobody in his right senses does this. You steal virtually everything. This is a country that I have no doubt about this. When they budget 45 trillion, I can assure you 30 trillion is going to be stolen. At least 30 trillion will be stolen.
I along with you.
So how can the country work? You see, one man I respect so much, the late Dr. Ogbonaya Onu, in his book Words of Wisdom, he said that no human advancement can be sustained in a society of decayed values and traditions.
He was a good man.
I worked very closely with the late Dr. Ogbonaya. He is one of the most honest politicians you have in this country. Another man that is disciplined and honest to an extent like him that I know that I've worked with. Ogbonaya is an exceptional human being. I remember there was a time he was minister, and he invited me to his residence
of Science and Tech.
So when I met him at his residence, while after the discussion, he saw me off, and then I went with one of my friends. Who are you that a whole minister? I said, no, this one you are seeing is exceptional. The same thing he has done for me is what he will do for his boss, President Muhammadu Buhari, if he comes to this place. He will not keep you. He gives you time. He sticks to that time. He respects all. He tries to obey the laws, and sometimes I have had to quarrel with him that because before his death, I was so angry with him because everything he wants to do the right thing. While he was contesting, I said, this and this that you are doing, you are the only person doing this. You won't succeed. So, because the way everything you want the right thing, these people are not doing what is right. If this thing you want to do like this will not work, it will not work. Because this is not the kind of country where this thing can work. And that person that has shown to be respectful and honest again is Malam Ibrahim Shekaru. You know, when he won his senatorial election, the certificate of return was presented in his name. He refused to go and accept it because he had already left the party. The Nigeria that I know, if he had gone to collect the certificate of return, the highest would be for him to go to court, use half of the money that will be paid to him as allowances and salary is enough for you to buy judgment at the court. It's enough. That money is enough. It's the truth. Let us tell us ourselves the truth. Just like what Sowore is being arrested for. He spoke the truth. This is the fact. I came from Kogi yesterday. I had to change money because I cannot continue to fight with the police and all the security agencies on the road.
Okay, when I spoke with you,
yes, I was in Kogi. So I now realized that at every checkpoint, I was always fighting with them. You have all your papers complete. They stop you. They will abandon you by the roadside, and then so that if you don't give money, you won't go. So what kind of a useless country is this? A policeman will stop you on the road. He will not talk to you, collect your papers, and abandon you there. He's not asking for money, but you know that if you don't give money, you will not move. And then sometimes I begin to wonder, in my mind though, it might not be true. I believe the IG is the one sending them. You know the reason? If he's not the one sending them to go and collect, to corruptly take money from people, he should have sent them away. They don't need to be in Kogi State. For you to travel 30 kilometers, you can meet about 10 checkpoints. All of them collecting money on the road. They are not doing anything. If you are calling for you to verify this, all you need to do as you come, just give them money. Officer, how are you? Take 500 naira. You go. How can the country move on? So now, if you get human head in your boot, You can take human head from Kogi State to Abuja. Nothing will happen. So what is the essence of them staying on the road? Where you have criminals everywhere. These men are so irresponsible in leadership. You don't know what they want. Most of them are about 60 years. You are at 60 years and you don't fear God. Since you don't fear God, but you should know that somebody has died before, so you also die. Why are you living in this kind of country? What they don't know is this. I read in the news, one of the AIG also retired somebody. His wife was kidnapped. It is the country who have messed up that this is happening to you. You refuse to provide security for lives and properties. You are collecting bribes. You want to live there. But even as much as sometimes I blame the government for not paying the police the the amount of money that is due to them. And when I found out the amount of money even paid to Commissioner of Police, I realized that the government is not serious about security for lives and properties. The money being paid to the Commissioner of Police is not enough. The retirement benefit is nothing to write home about. So it is the fault of the government, and it's the government that is promoting and maintain this position that want to ensure that insecurity continues. Maybe there's something they are benefiting that we don't know.
Very, very likely. Very, very likely. Now, staying with mass deportation from America, you know, there's a country that raised serious concern because their citizens were hoarded into military aircraft handcuffed. So we don't want that to happen to Nigerians. I quite agree with you that Nigerians should come back. But do you also share the view expressed by some Nigerians that Nigerian government should be proactive by providing one of the, you know, domestic airlines that has the license to travel abroad, like Air Peace, to go and pick those Nigerians and bring them before they are humiliated?
That's what Nigerian
responsible government should do.
Yes, that's what a responsible government should do. You don't allow your citizens to be humiliated outside the country, and that's why we are not respected outside the country. And it is these same people that I pity. I have no intention of even traveling out of this country. I have no intention. In short, as I am seated here, even if President Donald Trump invites me to come and live in the White House, I won't go. I'm not interested in living elsewhere except in Nigeria, because I so much believe that by the grace of God, things will work here. Yes, things will work here. That's why we would go into elections, and if people see that, see the honesty which we try to display, if they see and they vote us, we will change the situation of this country. Things will work by the grace of God. We align ourselves with the progressive. We still have good people. It's just that they are very few. So, but we still have good people. So the few good people have to work extra hard to see that these corrupt individuals are voted out of power, so that things can be able to work in the country.
Don't you think you're expressing your ambition to contest for office? Don't you think there could be a sinister plan to stop you ahead of the time?
Yes, there's anybody who knows me knows that I'm likely going to contest election, and this they will always plan that there's no way you will come if by all my interviews they know that I will never. They know your position. In short, there was a position that somebody highly placed called a governor on my behalf. Say no, we cannot give this kind of a person.
Alex, I was told. Alex is calling from Kogi. Today we have dominated the preponderance of calls of Kogi. So, Alex, go ahead.
This man is talking. You can never win.
Won't you vote for him? Alex, won't you vote for him? If he comes campaigning.
There's no voting against election.
It's election. We are going to change this. We are going to change the system.
We needed, but they cannot get there. I'm not swearing. But with the country, the nature of the country, brother, we needed you, but they will not allow you.
But God will allow him.
God, except God can come down and make it so.
You know, Alex, politicians plan their strategy, but they forget the God factor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. They're talking about 2027, but they leave the God factor aside. All right, we're winding down. We're almost there. Well, what's your final shot for Nigerians living in America? You said even Donald Trump, even if he invites you to live in the White House, you're not going to live in Nigeria, and you intend to contest. There are so many Nigerians like you that are good. They have good intention. They are incorruptible. They are living above board, but they hardly get the opportunity to, you know, I've contested for House of Reps in the past when I left NTA Network News as the political editor. I was not given the opportunity to represent my people. I'm not marketing myself, I'm just telling you because I'm also a Nigerian. I'm you know, But what's your passing shot, your final comment before we go?
Yes, definitely nobody will give you the opportunity. You have to struggle.
You have to struggle
very hard. It is you have to push your way and continue to engage the people, let them know the reasons why things should be done in the right way. So I want to call on people who have with good heart to join politics, party positions, at least try to be a delegate, vote for the right person. Even if you are not contesting, try to be a delegate and see that you support the right person, so that the right person can emerge at the primary before getting to the general election. So it is not, nobody will allow you. You will have to fight your way. That is what I want to.
So even if the vote doesn't count, remain persevere.
As time goes on, the things are beginning to change. Things are beginning to change. In the past, they could just stay in their hotel rooms or in their houses and write results. Now they have to go to the polling units to either give money or intimidate people to write results from the polling. You see, we are advancing. So as time goes on, a time will come that even when they get to the polling units again, the people will resist them and ensure that the right thing is done. Once we begin to do that, these people they will be out of politics.
Okay. Lastly, elections have been slated for local government, chairmanship and councillorship in Katsina State, which is scheduled for 15th of February. That's next month. And APC is, Katsina State is an APC-led state, and we have a tradition here in Nigeria where, because of the absence of internal democracy and lack of doing the right thing, when local government elections are held in every state, it is the party that is running that state that will sweep everything. What's your expectation in Katsina?
There's nothing that would happen different from what has been happening, and I want to say this without any fear, that there's no single government in Nigeria that has the fear of God. No one has proven that he has the fear of God, because if you have the fear of God, when they come out to shout and talk what is not reasonable. When they go to conduct local government election that is within their powers, all of them, let me tell you, I want to let you know that the governor of Katsina has written the result. The result has been prepared. It is, you see, they look for the most corrupt and most dubious human being to appoint as the State Independent Electoral Commission chairman. These are the most irresponsible people I know. They have no fear of God. They have no shame. They are shameless. Anybody who is SAEC chairman in any state is a shameless human being. What they do is to collect these results and announce. The same thing was done in Kaduna, all the states in this country. So Katsina will do so. If they don't do it, means probably Katsina State governor is the only God-fearing governor that you have in this country. But all those who conducted council election, all those governors, they are as worse as the Tony Anene that was killed by Faris Squad. So it is the federal government who need to apologize to the likes of the families of Tony Anene. If you kill somebody like Tony Anene and somebody Anene who that was killed, why are you not executing this one? All of them are criminals. So it's something else is even worse than what Anene did, because Anene was also spreading the money in the streets. These ones are taking it to outside the country to buy properties outside the country that sometimes when they die, nobody knows about the properties and everything is gone. So they are worse than the Anene of the 1980 something. So
the shenanigans on election day is just...
It's a waste of time. Let them not begin. It's just appointment. Let them just go ahead and make announcements so that they don't waste people's time and they waste people's lives.
Okay. Thank you so very much, Atiku Abubakar, for joining me today on the Polity.
Thank you very much.
I wish you the best of luck, and I wish you best luck on your ambition to contest, to represent Nigeria by providing quality leadership. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's the much we can take. My name is Maculey Hunohashi. See you next time. Bye-bye, and God bless Nigeria.